eHealth devices that we borrowed graciously from the Northeast Ohio Regional Library Association. They've got a kit that travels around to all the different libraries, and then everyone can try out these cool eHealth devices. So if you've not heard of what an eHealth device is, it is something that you may wear it on your hand, or it might be just like an appliance. This is one of them. I'll show you all of these as we go through. Maybe it's upside down. I don't know. But they're all different things that you either keep in your house or you wear them on yourself, and then they help you monitor different aspects of your health. So why would you want to use one of these things? It really depends. As we go through the different devices, you'll see what all the different uses are, and it might be something that you would use in your home. It might not be. Everybody's different. So what I'm going to do first is show you what all the devices are and what they do, and then we can't demonstrate all these devices today, but we can at least take a look at some of them and the apps that are associated with them. So this is one of our first devices that's in our kit. You may have heard of something called a Fitbit. They've been around for a while. They're fitness trackers. There are a lot of different kinds. Fitbit is just one brand name. But you can wear them on your wrist or your hand, and they will track different things like sleep and steps and how many calories that you've burned and things like that. So this is the Motiv ring, and there are a whole bunch of different sizes. So when you order the Motiv ring, you can look at the different sizes of what what would fit your finger. This is the one that comes in the library's eHealth kit, and as you can see, it does not really fit me. So I would need a smaller size, probably not a 6 here, probably a 7 or an 8 maybe. But the cool thing is that you can try out the different sizes before you choose one. Now, I don't have a sample of a wearable Fitbit in my kit, but you may have seen them. They go on the wrist right here, and then they're associated with the app so that you can track patterns in your exercise, again, your sleep, things like that. So later on, I'm going to show you what that app looks like that goes with this ring so that we can explore it a little more. Another item that we have here is, I had this earlier, this is the Wind Air Purifier. So what this thing does is, I'm really not quite sure how it stands up, but this also associates with an app, and it senses the air quality in your house. So if you have struggles with asthma or allergies, this might be a good thing to have because it automatically senses when the air quality is poor, and then it will start to purify the air around you. So that's called a Wind. What else do I have here in I'm in the library's creative lab right now, and it's a little disorganized since we're not open right now. We've got our laminator in here, and all of my stuff is over here. So if you struggle with high blood pressure, this might be a thing you'd be interested in. It is a cuff, and it goes around your arm just like a normal blood pressure cuff would, and it attaches again to an app so that you can track your blood pressure over the course of time and maybe look for some patterns if there are certain things that you've eaten or certain types of exercise that you've done that may go hand in hand with patterns in your blood pressure. And keep in mind that I am not a doctor or health professional at any means, but I am a human who has had health issues before. So some of these things might be practical for me. I've never had issues with blood pressure, but I've definitely had sugar issues with my many forms of diabetes. This is kind of a neat thing. This is a pill box, and it is a smart pill box. So you put your pills in it just like you would a normal pill box, but then it attaches to your phone. So then your phone tells you, it reminds you what you're taking every day and what's in each one of these little brackets here. So it doesn't have all 7 days of the week, but could at least keep you going for 4 days a week. That might be something you might want to try. I know I have a hard time remembering what pills I need to take every day. All right, what else do we have here? This is interesting with in the world that we live in today when we're constantly having to check our temperatures. This is more designed for like a small child or an infant that you might be checking for fever, but you buy these individually wrapped temperature monitor things. So every time you would want to do this, you'd have to purchase a new one. And then you attach that to the baby or whoever it is you might be wanting to monitor. Maybe it's yourself if you've had a fever, or if you're dealing with fevers. And then you track the temperature for 24 hours on your phone. So that's interesting. So I've got a whole box full of goodies over here. A couple more to show you. Oops, I just dropped the sleep monitor. Let's maybe show you that next. So this is the Dodow sleep monitor. And what this thing does is it projects a light beam on the ceiling that helps you, and it helps you synchronize your breathing with the light beam, and then it helps you focus on that light beam and then those breathing activities that then it says slows down the churning thoughts that keep you awake. It says anyone with problems falling asleep, churning thoughts, stress, exam anxiety, and waking up in the middle of the night. So I think what it does is just kind of taps into that mindful center of your brain where you can focus on the breathing and the light and be one with the moment. So that's kind of neat. I'd probably give that a try. That's really easy. It doesn't look like there's any apps involved. So that might be an easy one that you could experiment with if you're not very tech savvy. All right, what's in here? This is along the lines of the wind. It's an air pollution monitor, but this one does not actually purify the air for you. So if you had a different kind of air purifier that you used and you just wanted to monitor the air quality, you could use this Atmo tube. Here is something that's a little bit like a Fitbit, but it's slightly different in that it is a habit-aware tracker. Goes around your wrist, and then it tells you when it starts noticing habits that you are trying not to do. So perhaps biting your nails, or I'm not sure what else. I think this is one of the ones we may have to experiment with in the next part of the video because I'm really not sure how this works. It's interesting. I think we'll experiment with the Keen, and we'll experiment with the Motive, and perhaps the Bear. Here, I'll show you the Bear. Well, I've got one more thing to show you, then I'll show you the Bear. So this is the Kardia Mobile, and if you have any issues with heart arrhythmia, it is a mobile EKG, and then you can actually track the results on your phone and send them to your doctor. There's also the leads that are in here, which I'm not going to open because they're individualized to a person, and this is just a demonstrative device. But this is just the battery for it that comes in, and then the leads are in the box. So that's kind of neat. I think there might also be leads on this too that you can use if you didn't want to open up the ones that are sticky. And then finally we have the bear. This is Parker Plus. I'm really kind of interested in this thing because it is an augmented reality bear that allows kids to learn about their health. So it looks like you can take the bear's temperature and monitor it on the app. So we'll take a look at that too here in a minute. So those are just some examples of different things that you can buy that are out there in the world. So next we'll take a look at some of these and how they work with the app. All right, so the Motive Ring, I was unable to sign up for a live demonstration because the ring belongs to NEO RLS and it requires a username and password. So I've got it up on the App Store here. This is the Google App Store, but you can always do this on your iPhone if you have one of those. And there is a little video that you can watch. I won't play it now, but you can always do that. And then here are a couple of screenshots of what it looks like when you're wearing the ring. So here is, it shows you your sleep, your heart rate, and however many steps. So it's a lot like a Fitbit. How many calories you've burned today and how many active minutes you've had. So again, if I owned the ring, I would pair it with my account, and then I would know on my phone what my statistics were every day. So then there's a spot where it talks about how many active minutes you got when you did different exercises, and there's our different beats per minute for our heart and calories burned again. And then also it looks like it tracks the resting heart rate. So that would be if you were not moving, if you're just sitting here like me. So that is the Motive Ring app. Same deal for the Habit Aware app, since I don't have an account for the bracelet. Here it is on my phone in the Google Store, and here are some screenshots. So basically what it does is you actually train the app to notice when you are doing particular actions. So like if you want to stop biting your nails, we talked about that in the video, then I suppose it would be your hand that you would, this gesture that you would be doing when you're training your smart bracelet to know what you're doing. And then it looks like maybe if you're trying to stop yourself pulling your hair out, like trichotillomania, that's what it says, left is a trickster. So you can see how many times your hand did that motion. And then from the app I was able to install on my phone, I could also tell that there's a way that you can actually press the button on the bracelet so that if you're doing something like maybe if you're craving a cigarette but you don't actually smoke a cigarette, that you could tap the button and that you could keep track of that habit. So that's the Habit bracelet. Hi everybody, so we're back to the video and we're off the phone. I discovered that the bear is currently closed, probably because of COVID, but you never know. So I cannot download the Bear app right now, but I wanted to show you the Bear in case you wanted to, once they start up again, you could purchase something like this for a child or a grandchild. So the Bear is completely Wi-Fi free. He does not plug in. So what does come with the Bear is that app. So you can choose to install the app or not install the app. It just depends on how tech savvy you want to be with the Bear. So you could technically get this for a child and they would never have to plug it into any sort of tech at all. So if you've ever been to the Children's Museum, the Akron Children's Museum, they have a really cute area where you can pretend to be a doctor or a veterinarian, and this is a good way to do that with your Bear. There's a little stethoscope and thermometer. You take the Bear's temperature. Oh, you can't see him. There, so you can take his temperature. And there's also a little x-ray of him. So there you go. So this is, we hope that the company gets going again. Everything's kind of crazy right now these days. So this is something that you could do. Oh, there's a little medicine spoon you give to the Bear. So this is just something fun that you could do with children right now. There's not as many fun options these days, so at least it's something. So I know that this tour of the eHealth devices isn't exactly as cool when it's not in person, but I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions about anything, we'd be happy to help at the library. Just give us a call, and I'm sure that the Northeast Ohio Regional Library System, I'm sure that they will be updating these kits as the technology changes. So thank you again to them for allowing us to borrow this kit. And we hope to see you in the library with your mask on sometime in the future.